Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy, and this is episode 172. Welcome back. It's the new year. Listen, these glasses were a gift from my buddy Elon. Yes, that Elon, Mr. Musk, is as some of us on his inner circle refer to him as. He got these for me. Of course, he dropped them off. Listen to this. I was so excited. He said something was coming for me, right? So we go outside and boom, this Tesla Model Y, pretty sure it's like one of the new unreleased Juniper models. If you know, you know, shows up at the front door and it's got this briefcase in the trunk. So I take the briefcase out and I'm thinking, whoa, Elon got me these glasses as well as a brand new, like, one-of-one Founder Series Tesla Model Ys. I should flip this thing for, like, twice as much as it's worth.
What are we doing?
And so, basically, when I took the briefcase out of the car, I was sadly mistaken, and I wasn't actually going to get to keep the car, just the briefcase. As soon as I took it out, the trunk closed itself and it drove itself to my house. There's no driver in the car. It drove itself to the house, and then boop, I took the suitcase out, the trunk closed, and the car drove off. The car drove off. I'm livid. So all I got was these glasses. Shout out to my friend Elon Musk. We've been working on a few projects together. I've been doing a few things remotely close to Donald Trump. And speaking of, we have breaking news. This is as of 19-ish minutes ago. We were just on this. We knew we had to cover it. We saw it pop up just in the nick of time right before we hit record here. Donald Trump, the 47th elected president of the United States. He's at a press conference or he's doing something. He's speaking and he had this to say. Take a listen. This is breaking news, important. Listen up right now.
It's ours. We're going to be changing, sort of the opposite of Biden, where he's closing everything up, essentially getting rid of $50 to $60 trillion worth of assets. We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory. The Gulf of America, what a beautiful name. And it's appropriate. It's appropriate. And Mexico has to stop allowing millions of people to pour into our country. They can stop them.
Donald Trump is changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America.
What are we doing?
And so, my first initial, as soon as I heard this news, I thought, oh, Donald Trump doesn't actually know what a Gulf is. Donald Trump thinks that the Gulf of Mexico is just an 18-hole course that he hasn't played yet.
What are we doing?
And so now he's mad because he hasn't got to, play his 18 holes at the Gulf of Mexico. He wants to play golf there, but he's not going to go play on a course named the Gulf of Mexico. That'd be sacrilege for trumpets. He wouldn't it's against everything he stands for. So in order to actually get there and play a few rounds, he's changing the name to Gulf of America. He thinks it's 18 holes.
What are we doing?
He's done. He's tired of playing at Mar-a-Lago. He needs a new place to play golf. So why not change the name of the peninsula from the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America? I like it. I like it, dude. I mean, it's a situation where, it's like he's pissed and he's doing it. And if you heard, listen to the back end of why he's doing it. Ready? Listen to this again.
It's appropriate. And Mexico has to stop allowing millions of people to pour into our country. They can stop them.
So because President Biden has opened the border and millions of people have crossed it illegally to send a message to the people and the country and the government of Mexico, this is it. This is the new wave. This is the new era. Phase one of taking down our enemies. If you do something to directly upset the United States of America here in the next 4 years, this is phase 1 of your punishment as a country. Donald Trump will take something that you love and have named in your honor in the name of your country and just change it, dude. Okay? If you simply dare to enter this country illegally from here on out, the first course of action from the United States will be changing something that you love, and even worse, putting America's name on it.
What are we doing?
So kicking off 2025 with Mexico, get ready for your tariffs. Get ready for the tariffs, boys and girls, okay? Because the Gulf of America is just step 1. The Gulf of America is phase 1 of Project 2025. Zaddy T's, got all sorts of shit planned for this year. This isn't going to be the first ridiculous title that we get from Donald Trump this year. And honestly, as this podcast, I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait to be able to talk about Zaddy Trumpets every week again when he comes up with his next ridiculous idea. Like, I don't know, like, hey, Canada, you're next, dude. Hey, Canada, you're next. Canada, if you don't start playing ball with the United States, Canada, listen, I'm about it. I'm all for it. I like Canada. We're going to change some. Hey, listen. Hey, Niagara Falls, part of Niagara Falls is on the property and falls within the borderline of the United States. So guess what, dude? Guess what? Next week, you thought the Gulf of America was bad. Next week, if you keep pissing us off, Canada, we're going to change the name and it's going to be America Falls.
What are we doing?
We're going to change the name to American Falls. That's it. No more Niagara Falls. No more Canada Landmark. No more Canada tourist attraction. It's the American Falls. They need to come in through Buffalo, New York, and they can see and experience the American Falls.
What are we doing?
Test us, Canada. Let's go. We'll change it. We'll change the name of that waterfall real quick. We'll change it real quick, okay? If Drake has anything to do with it, we'll change the name of the falls instantly. Test us. Go ahead. Put your toe in the water. You know what I mean? We're changing the name. Hey, speaking of Canada, by the way, apparently I found out my Trailer Park Boys potato chip review is doing wonders over on the tubes. And so what we have discovered through the comments and just our own kind of due diligence and research, there's more flavors. I didn't actually get all the flavors of the Trailer Park Boys chips.
What are we doing?
And so I'm kind of upset about that because there's a plain flavor that I would love to try. It's a wavy variety, not like the Lay's kind of situation like the other ones. And apparently there's a Sam Squanch Ranch flavor that I'm missing out on. So if anyone has the hookup for the Trailer Park Boys full kit and caboodle, we'll send money. We'll do whatever we need to do. Hit me in the DMs or in the comments. We'll figure it out. If we can get someone to send us more, if not all of, I don't know how many flavors these boys have, but if we can get more of the flavors that we haven't tried yet, that'd be fantastic. So if anyone has that Canadian snack hookup, let me know.
What are we doing?
Oh shit, more breaking news. Donald Trump just vowed that in 2025, the United States of America is most likely going to utilize taxpayers' dollars to buy the country of Greenland and then upon purchase immediately change the name of the country to Red, White, and Blue Land.
What are we doing?
So that's cool. I can't wait for that. That'll be fun. Then we can go there. We don't need a pass. We can visit and we can see. Isn't that where all the aliens live? Up in Greenland. That's why probably Donald Trump wants to buy it, right? We get it. There's a connect. They're there. Like, we don't have to talk about it. It's fun. So that's what happens when the United States tariffs. We're going to have so much money. According to Donald Trump and all of his supporters who don't actually understand how tariffs work, we're going to just be rolling in dough once Donald Trump puts tariffs on all these countries. And we're just going to have money. We're going to buy Greenland. We're going to change the name. We're going to have so much money. We're going to wipe the debt. Biden's student loan plan repay thing, that kind of fell through and it's not a thing anymore, but hopefully Trump will bring it back. We'll just give everyone the money. We'll have so much money. We're going to have so much money, and then Donald Trump's president again, and we'll just have enough to buy countries, and we will. And we'll start absorbing countries under the 47th president, Donald Trump, and then he'll just become the monarch who runs all these different countries, like over in Europe, and then he'll never leave power.
What are we doing?
I think is the plan. We'll see. I don't know. It might be, I might have heard that somewhere. It might have been a podcast. I don't know. I might have read that. Maybe it was a Facebook post. That's probably what it was. I probably read that whole plan spelled out on a Facebook post that your aunt shared. So this last week, dude, the Golden Globes. The Golden Globes happened. The Golden Globes. And the issue is with the Golden Globes, no one, I don't think, knows or cares about any of these actors, who they are, what movies they're in.
What are we doing?
Like, the only people we're talking about today are everyone but the actors. We're talking Brianna Chicken Fry and the TikTok kid from her BFS podcast. We're talking Kylie Jenner and her new alleged baby daddy, potentially boyfriend, and Timothée Chalamet. Like, we don't actually know or care about the movie Timothée Chalamet was in this year because, like, 2024, like, what movies came out in 2024, dude?
What are we doing?
Can you name a decent one? Because I haven't been to the theater in 10 years. Like, you can't tell me there's not a good, like, what happened? Oh, they're all flopping. Everything's terrible. Like, it's not good anymore. So whatever movies we were celebrating, it was a strange, or even TV shows maybe. That's how unimportant and little education that the American society has on the Golden Globes. I don't even know what it's about.
What are we doing?
I know Nikki Glaser killed it. I know that. I know they cut a lot of jokes because some of them were mean. I know she killed it. I know she's officially back for 2026 or 2025 this year, next year, whenever the next Golden Globes are. She's coming back, of course. But listen, on top of it all, no one really actually cares. No one cares about anything other than the single fact of the matter that while watching the Golden Globes, we didn't care who won. We didn't care who was there or who was with who. The only thing that we actually cared about is finding out what, in fact, Selena Gomez orders when she goes to Taco Bell.
Is your Taco Bell order?
I had the Mexican pizza and the chalupa. So
And you know they took that off the menu for a little while, the Mexican pizza, and finally it's
I
back.
was devastated. So hopefully now they know to not let it go away.
And
What
that's
are
it.
we doing?
And now we know that Selena Gomez, when going to Taco Bell, you remember the photo shoot, the engagement with Benny and the Taco Bell picnic. Listen, when it inevitably doesn't work out with Benny Boy, and we have to swoop in and emotionally save Selena Gomez from the future emotional wreck that she will be when she inevitably becomes heartbroken in the foreseeable future. We now know, troops, we have to send via DoorDash a Mexican pizza and the chalupa. This is Selena's favorite. This is what she'll need. This is how we'll get her to where she needs to be to make amazing music and content again after potentially, we hope not. Listen, we root it. We love Benny Blanco, but we all know how Hollywood marriages go and how long they last.
What are we doing?
But we hope Benny and Selena are together forever. But if the inevitable heartbreak does come, we get on DoorDash and we send our girl Selena a little bit of Mexican pizza and a chalupa or two on a Friday night. And that's all that mattered. And that's all that mattered. As soon as I saw that, the Golden Globes, I turn it off. You turn it off after that because there's nothing left else to watch. Now, inevitably, you see every clip of it on TikTok. If there's any viral moments, you see them. It's fine, but like, there's nothing really else to be concerned about after finding out what Selena Gomez's Taco Bell order is. We can add it to the sheet, we can get it downloaded to the database, and we can now incorporate that into our everyday lives. Do with that information what you will. You know what I mean? And of course, Nikki pokes, we talk about the engagement, and it's just no one cares. As long as we can sit there and shop for potentially fake titties for my fiance based on what all the celebrities' jobs are doing, and, learn Selena Gomez's Taco Bell order. It's just, listen, hey, and did Benny Blanco, here's the other fun part. Benny Blanco thought his engagement to Selena was going to be the talk of the town highlight of the evening.
What are we doing?
But unfortunately, in a surprise twist and turn, the viral engagement actually came from the other nerdy white boy from across the room who somehow got incredibly lucky with one of the most attractive female actresses in Hollywood, Mr. Tom Holland. I don't think he was there, but Zendaya was showing off the engagement ring he gave her over Christmas break.
What are we doing?
So that's viral news, okay? So Selena and Benny outshined with their engagement via Zendaya. And you know what I mean? She's always looking good. Of course, we have insider scoop. Tom talked to Zendaya's dad, of course, got permission from him, and proposed at the family household over like Christmas or like New Year's Eve sometime. And of course, she said, yes, you see the T tattoo. Okay, it's adorable. They're in love. And if you haven't seen Tom Holland's Men's Health magazine cover photos, yikes, dude.
What are we doing?
I swear to God, the kid was 12 years old like a year ago, and now he's guns a-blazing, 8-packs a-grinding. If Zendaya didn't say yes, I would have, and I'm not even, don't swing that way.
What are we doing?
So, shout out and congratulations to them. We all knew it was coming soon, but they stole, I believe, the spotlight, and I guess instead of referring to him as Tom Holland now, we're just going to refer to him as Tom, considering he's taking Zendaya's last name.
What are we doing?
But it's an all good fun, and we wish them the best. Listen, we've got two banging engagements in the last couple of months, Selena and Benny Blanco. And we've now got Tom Holland and Zendaya. We're just waiting on that Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce ring. Dare he maybe give it to her? Do we know who's in the Super Bowl yet? Do we know who's in the Super Bowl? Do we know yet? Do we know yet? Do we know yet? Do we know? I don't think we do. Do we? I don't think we do. No one's going to tell me. Google doesn't even.
What are we doing?
Google doesn't even tell me anymore. I'll figure it out, but I don't think we know yet. So if the Chiefs make it to the Super Bowl again and they potentially win like they have been doing, it might be the perfect time for Taylor Swift to show up and then like boom, field, confetti, Super Bowl win. He gets a ring. She gets a ring. Selena's wedding, we predicted there. Let's go. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. But we're all waiting on that next celebrity situation. So with the new year, it seemed like every day there for a couple of days, we were just getting attack after attack after attack. Of course, the New Orleans terrorist attack, they're now calling it. Death of 10 people, injury of many, many, many others. And then the Cybertruck explosion, both of these military guys, one turned ISIS, presumably not connected to each other. It's a strange coincidence, blowing up a Cybertruck outside the Trump Hotel. I mean, these situations were just kind of earth-shattering and not a good start kind of vibe to the beginning of the year. And then to top it all off, on top of attack after attack after attack, I think New York City nightclub maybe shooting. I mean, there's so much to start the year. Violence. We get so many just stories after things that people are just sometimes this time of year, the holidays, the new year, sometimes people are spending too much, losing too much money, sometimes earning too much money makes you go a little crazy. So just you start to see people do crazy things to either just get on the news or stay relevant or viral or think that they have some form of mission by hurting. I don't know what the motives are behind these things, but when you get just the next chapter of American casualties and terror and things going wrong in this country, it becomes tiring. And we don't like covering it because it's negative and it's gore, but we have to, because we feel a responsibility to you people, to our friends, to our fans. We have to keep you informed of the news and everything that's going on, no matter how good or how bad it is. And when we saw this story late at the very beginning of the year, it just broke. We knew it's just chaos here at the beginning of the year. So when we saw that there was chaos at a Christmas show after a member of the Jersey Shore, Angelina, and her group of friends allegedly punched a little person dressed as a teddy bear square in the face.
What are we doing?
The Jersey Shore came to the North Pole with ugly results. Page 6 is told the longtime Jersey Shore star Angelina was part of a group that brought havoc to a Christmas-themed nightclub, running a stage show for other guests and harassing performers. One of them even allegedly punched a 3-foot-tall actress dressed as a teddy bear square in the face. We're told that in the end, event organizers called the cops about the group. An attorney for Angelina told us that the reality star, who appeared on 2 seasons of the MTV Jersey Family Vacation, was aware of the rumpus at the event, but claims that she had nothing to do with it.
What are we doing?
Angelina attended the event with her friends and had a wonderful time, spending most of the event engaging with fans, taking photos. Lawyer John Jay said at no point did she inappropriately act or touch anyone. While there are others at the venue whose behavior required police intervention, the police body cam footage at the venue will clearly show Angelina was not involved. So this is just a clear indication of being at the wrong place at the wrong time. And when you surround yourself with these types of people, Angelina, bad things happen. Right here, one of her friends were using slurs towards the actors. They were calling me the M slur and threatening to fight me once I wanted to end the interaction, Kemp told us.
What are we doing?
They were referring to the little person as the M word. Dude, I mean, how disgusting. I mean, talk about how gross. Have some class. I mean, you can't, Angelina, you got to get your friend and you got to get out.
What are we doing?
Someone says right here, they were like zoo animals, Kemp claimed. No respect for any of the performers, people who have been on national tours, Broadway, burlesque, and drag legends. Kemp also claimed that Angelina asked showgoers and staff, "Do you know who I am?" Listen, if I was even on one single season or even one episode of the Jersey Shore, do you understand how I would act in public? It would be unbearable. My friends, my family, they wouldn't know how to act around me. They wouldn't know how to handle it. They would be embarrassed because I would be over the moon. If you don't step out of my way, if you don't open the door, do you know who I am? I was on 4 seasons of the Jersey Shore.
What are we doing?
And you better figure out what situation's happening right here now before we can continue the show, because it's not working. Whatever's happening now. Of course, Angelina and her team fought back. The allegations are baseless. It's he said, she said. It's such a silly situation where I'm sure Angelina and her friends had too much to drink at this holiday-themed show. They were making fun of the actors and the people in the experience, and they just got a little too carried away to the point where someone got uncomfortable and they called the police. It's unacceptable behavior, Angelina.
What are we doing?
And I'm sure in 6 weeks, we're going to see it all unfold on this week's episode of season 8 of Jersey Shore Family Vacation. Can you believe that MTV's still running that slop on TV? I mean, it's one thing to let it go, one thing to try to spin it off, but one thing to just keep the wheels rolling on new episodes premiering next Thursday, I'm pretty sure, on MTV. Go watch the latest and greatest episodes of The Jersey Shore on MTV.
What are we doing?
So Meghan Markle got a new cooking show, and it's kind of heinous. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for the platform. I mean, Netflix is always in this roller coaster. Netflix is always in this roller coaster of trying to go big, and then they spend too much money and not a lot is successful, and then they scale back. And then when they scale back, they focus on indie projects. Those become real successful, and then they just throw money at the wall to see what sticks again. And then they pull back, and then they just see what's big and what can make it happen. And so what seems to have been done here is, for the 9th time, we have somehow put all of our faith, all of our trust, and all of this quarter's budget into Meghan Markle.
What are we doing?
And so if it's not bad enough that we've got the book, we've got the canceled podcast at Spotify, we've got what else? Oh, and by the way, that podcast that did get canceled at Spotify, I'm pretty sure the one where like she wasn't even there. They like pre-recorded her interview questions and then just like intersliced the celebrities that she was interviewing with the answer. It was this weird, like, not her live edition of a podcast. Like, I mean, this garbage that I'm doing is 1,000 times better than whatever that was. So after that heinous whole episode thing got canceled by Spotify right away, in their mass exodus from the podcast scene after letting go exclusive rights of Rogan and Call Her Daddy, because now they're just on other platforms and thriving over there. Spotify kind of pulled the reins back and canceled a lot of shows on there, and hers included. So then, of course, this other company, who no one's ever heard of, by the way, who miraculously just has funds and the millions of dollars it takes to book and get a deal for a podcast with someone like Meghan Markle and her husband. We never heard of them, and who knows who they are or where they'll be. That was supposed to come last year, but spoiler alert, it's been pushed back to 2025. Now, if that new podcast from Meghan Markle will ever come out, that's still left to be determined. Meghan Markle's podcast has been pushed back until next year, according to reports. The Duchess of Sussex, 42, in February of 2024, inked a new deal with Lemonade Media to launch a new podcast series after Spotify decided not to renew her extremely steep $20 million podcast deal, as they should.
What are we doing?
She wanted to do a second season of Archetypes where she didn't actually interview anybody, but Lemonade would now distribute previous Spotify podcast series to all platforms, so that'll still be out there. But unfortunately, very sad news, the relaunch of Meghan's podcast is going to be pushed back until 2025, a source told the Daily Mail. The smaller podcast company, listen to this. This podcast company somehow had enough money, got enough funding for the bag to drop on Meghan Markle's relaunched podcast. But in a statement acquired by a source, it says the smaller podcast company is struggling to get off the starting blocks, the insider shared, adding that the company does not want the podcast launch to be overwhelmed by the Suits alums' new Netflix series.
What are we doing?
I see. Hey, newsflash. Any marketing guru and any intern should tell you that while the podcast isn't launching, it should be launching beside the Netflix series. It should be launching beside. You need to shove Meghan down their throats.
What are we doing?
And by the way, how are you struggling to get a podcast off the ground? You spend $1,000 on equipment, you put her in front of the camera, and you have her talk. It shouldn't be difficult, but because we have to corporatize everything, she's the Duchess of Sussex, we have to make sure everything's PG and just over the top. And so we cannot just simply put her in front of a microphone and actually give her actual opinion. It has to be 100% scripted. It has to be approved. We have to send it to the Queen, and sending it to her and getting it approved. Everyone knows that takes anywhere from 9 to 15 months times tops.
What are we doing?
And so it just, the new Netflix show is supposed to convince us that she is now just a simply normal person. Take a look.
Let's make a show. Let's go. I've always loved taking something pretty ordinary and elevating it. Surprising people with moments that let them know I was really thinking of them.
This right here,
What are we doing?
it takes you about a year of culinary school, baking and pastry school. I would know. I went through it. It takes you a year to master a 2-tier cake. It'll take you 1.5 to 2 years, probably less time, to master a 3-tier cake, such as the one she's cutting right there. I would bet every amount of money that I have in my Bitcoin wallet, and by God, we were on a heater yesterday. Jan 6 had it running. It's gone down since, but Jan 6 had that bad boy pumping, okay? The crypto market's strong again. If you're not on the train, you're probably a little too late, but I would bet everything I own in Bitcoin and crypto combined that Meghan Markle has never whipped and created the icing and ingredients and the cake from scratch to create this delicious looking piece of work by herself. This was not made by her.
What are we doing?
I guarantee it. I guarantee it. A producer, they brought somebody in. They have 6 of these on the side of the set just in case this one falls over if she cuts it wrong or they didn't get the shot. Meghan Markle didn't spend all night making 8 of these cakes just so they'd have enough to get all the shots and angles and everything they needed. They didn't just have one cake, and she didn't make more than one at a time. She doesn't have time or the skill set to do so. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Who are you talking about?
What? This is probably one of the most glamorous moments of my life.
Because she can't believe her friend made that cake.
Some little tips and tricks. I see what color I gravitate to, and everything goes from there. And how you can incorporate these practices every day. That's what you want. You want that shape and texture.
That's what you want, babe.
This is
Where's the
about
dog? There he
connecting
is.
with friends. I love that we're doing this together for the first time. Making new friends. That is so good.
We family now.
I'm just learning. Look at how much honey we have.
Do you believe in love?
We're not in the pursuit of perfection. Woke us all up. We're in the pursuit of joy. Love is in the details.
I have to do it totally wrong.
To get it totally right. Look at what we made.
Yeah. Okay. Figured it out. With love, Meghan. There's the dog.
Peaceful day.
Coming next week. Coming next week to Netflix. Listen, I figured it out. This show, I know the purpose of the show. Now, this show is supposed to make you, this show is, you're supposed to watch it, and what it'll do, okay, this is what'll happen when you watch this show. And if you want this to happen to you, just watch the show. You will forget. You will forget where you are when you watch the show. The show is made to make you feel good. It was made to make you forget everything that you are uncomfortable with or that you hate that is going on in your life, whether you hate your job, whether you hate where you live, whether you hate who you're with, whether you hate your kid, whether you hate your boss, whether you hate your wife, your girlfriend, whoever, whatever problems you have, you don't have any friends, all you have is cat. All you do all day is walk your cat. Like if you have nothing else in your life and that's why you're depressed because you're alone and your friends, they say you're your friends and they're there for you, but when you call, they don't pick up. And so if you think for a second, like maybe you're on like your third or fourth fiance, boyfriend, husband, ex, whatever the situation negative is in your life, you watch this show With Love from Meghan, now you have a friend. You have a home. You have a place you can be yourself. You can watch the show. You can feel good. Look at these beautiful donuts. Look at this cake. Look at the times, the laugh, the fancy ice cubes with the flowers in it, the dog snoring.
What are we doing?
You will forget where you are and the hardships you had coming into this year and potentially those coming out of last. What I'm telling you, you need to watch the show. In 7 days, you'll be cleansed. If this year hasn't started off right for you just yet, watch the new Meghan Markle With Love Meghan Netflix show. I'm gonna watch every episode before as I fall asleep at night. As I fall asleep at night, I will now instead. I used to just turn on a podcast, Joe Rogan, Theo Von, whatever episode of the week it was. Now to fall asleep at night, starting January 15th, baby boy, I'm putting that Netflix episode on the iPad, AirPod in, laying my head back, closing my eyes, and just whatever episode of With Love Meghan is there, boom, With Love Meghan. It's a joyous time. The music in the background, I'm falling asleep. It's now putting me in the best mental space you'll ever be. Drop your therapist, stop seeing your psychiatrist, stop taking any medication that's supposed to make you feel good or focused throughout the day. And anytime you're feeling a little sluggish or ready to go this year in 2025, put the pill container down and just toss on an episode of With Love Meghan.
What are we doing?
Anytime you feel like you're on the edge and you need to call your therapist or schedule an extra BetterHelp, session for the week because 1 hour's just not cutting it with Janine, I'm telling you, put on an episode come January 15th, maybe this trailer. Until then, keep watching this trailer over and over and over again, preferably on this YouTube channel as we were reacting to it. And I'm telling you, you just watch this trailer and you're going to be fine. And then January 15th rolls around, you put on an episode of With Love Meghan and all the bad thoughts will go away.
What are we doing?
Take my word for it. That's what it'll be. It'll be the smash hit of 2025. It's With Love Meghan, okay? We don't want to see Rachel Ray cooking anymore, but if it's Meghan Markle with the 3-layer cake, boom, you know what? And speaking of which, my Meg, she owes me a 3-layer cake.
What are we doing?
So I should have that by now. And if I'm going to have it by the time With Love Meghan comes out, that way I can eat my 3-layer cake while she's making her friends hers. We can emotionally be on the same level during the episode, and it'll be a good time for everybody. If anyone wants to come over to my place and watch on the 15th some episodes of With Love Meghan with me and Netflix, a watch party, all I'm saying, I've got the popcorn. Let's go. It's going to be a good time. We're all going to leave happy, excited, smiles on our faces as you walk out the door before 9 p.m., and it's going to be fun. It'll be a fun time for everybody. Maybe we order a little bit gluten-free pizza, some cauliflower crust, and we call it a banger of a night. Dude, come over to my house. Let's watch With Love Meghan on Netflix.
What are we doing?
So another news update, something that has really, I mean, it's going to impact It's going to impact us here soon. It's going to impact your everyday lives. It's going to impact the lives probably of your children. So just let's buckle up. Let's get ready physically and emotionally, because you know how these things work. When other countries start, it's like a domino effect. When other countries start doing things and making things like illegal or legal again, or whatever the laws of the, sometimes depending on influence and who the president is and the relationships with those countries and those world leaders, then that influence comes over here. So when we heard this news, we knew it might be semi sort of a slight issue for the United States.
What are we doing?
Because Kim Jong-un just banned hot dogs in North Korea. If today and for the foreseeable future, you are caught eating and consuming a hot dog, either in public or in the privacy of your own home, someone from the North Korean government will come and get you, put you in the back of a van with a blindfold on and handcuffs around your wrist, and they will drop you off at a labor, not concentration camp, a labor camp, and they will work you 18 hours a day, pretty much probably until you die.
What are we doing?
And if for whatever reason Kim Jong-un doesn't really like you, or I don't know, maybe you're trying to eat, you were like caught eating 2 hot dogs at once, then it's probably like an instant beheading in the streets. All I'm saying is get rid of the dog. If you're you should probably start preparing. If you are a United States hot dog cart connoisseur and or vendor and or business operator that relies on something like a Hachi dog or a hot dog cart, TikTok, home dog, hot dog supplier, you might want to start looking for a new profession, because once Trump gets wind of this, he's going to be like, well, if Kim Jong-un is banning hot dogs over in North Korea, hey, what up, United States? No more hot dogs. Oscar Mayer who?
What are we doing?
Kim Jong-un is allegedly trying his best to expunge any Western influence, right? And this is why he's doing this, by the way. This is why he's projecting this new law, because he believes that hot dogs are too much of a Western, aka American, influence on his people. Okay, sorry, I'm burping up the 2 hot dogs I got for $1 from the gas station down the street as we speak.
What are we doing?
2 hot dogs for $1 in America will get you a lifetime of a labor camp sentence in North Korea, because Kim Jong-un has made it illegal. Kim Jong-un has recently been on a tear, banning all kinds of delicious treats, fearing that they represent values unaligned with North Koreans' way of life. But considering the North Korean way of life seems to include a lot of starvation, the ban seems a little counterintuitive. But hey, why feed people when they can just allegedly ban hot dogs for being too American? Am I right? You know what I mean? So if this does in fact go through as a law, I'm pretty sure if it doesn't, he'll just behead someone else. It wouldn't be the first time Kim Jong-un has banned food from being eaten in his country. Taekyeobokki is a delicious South Korean dish made up of rice cakes served in a soupy sauce of Korean chili pepper. Banned it, you know what I mean? Because he doesn't like South Korea up in North Korea. And if Western influence like the United States has too much influence, is something he hates, is South Korean influence, you know what I mean?
What are we doing?
In addition to labeling hot dogs as treasonous in the country of North Korea, there are also reports of anyone seeking a divorce in North Korea will be punished with a sentence to labor camp as well, for 1 to 6 months. You know what I mean? So if you're looking for a place to go now that Donald Trump is president in the United States, North Korea seems like a good second choice.
What are we doing?
You know? And I think it's great. I mean, hey, we support, I think, after talking to a few people, I think we should 100%, I think we should 100% follow suit. If Donald Trump is listening, because I know his buddy Elon does, he gave me these glasses. And so if Donald Trump's listening, listen, let's get RFK on it. Let's ban the dogs, dude. Let's ban the dogs in the United States. You know what I'm talking about?
What are we doing?
Why not? Follow suit. They're terrible for you. I heard a story. A little birdie told me that like some guy who lived to be 115 years old, he said the only regret he ever had in his 115 years of life is that when he was 30, he ate one single hot dog. He never had one before. He never had one again. That hot dog fucked him up, put him in the hospital for like 2 years because of how disgusting and not used to, his body system wasn't used to the disgustingness of the hot dog, and it like fucked him up real bad. And so that's like the one thing he said before he died. Hey, don't eat hot dogs.
What are we doing?
And so, I mean, I'm all for, you know what I mean? If we need to get rid of the dogs, it's fine. But I think what Trump should do is on his first day, since we've already changed it to the Gulf of America, step 2, I think we need to change Niagara Falls, at least half of it to the America Falls. Instead of Niagara Falls, it's going to be America Falls. And then immediately after that, RFK Jr. needs to come out into the podium and single-handedly ban the selling and eating of hot dogs in America.
What are we doing?
Ballparks are going to have to figure it out. Sell the pizza, sell the popcorn, sell the chicken fingers, still sell all the other shit food in this country that's killing us quickly. But just get rid of, you know what I mean? Like, keep everything else that's killing, but get rid of the hot dogs. Everyone, we're going to have to figure it out. I'm sorry if you just invested thousands of dollars in a brand new hot dog cart. I'm sorry if you thought that like we were going to resurrect a hot dog style business. I'm sorry if you've been serving hot dogs in the small town you live in for the last, 120 years. But unfortunately, come 2025, probably sometime in February before Valentine's Day, because hot dog, they sell, every single grocery store reports they sell the most hot dogs the day before, during, and after Valentine's Day. It's every year's the highest day, the highest 3 days for the sale of raw and fully cooked hot dogs in this country is Valentine's Day.
What are we doing?
And so probably like February 1st, RFK is going to come out, Trump's going to come out, Elon's going to come out on stage and announce their first initiative to health up this country, because if the government's going to end up paying for our health care, we're not going to keep killing ourselves with hot dogs. So we're going to have to get rid of them. If you run the Jesus Dog chapter of your college campus and provide free hot dogs to the drunk people walking back to their dorms every Friday and Saturday and Sunday night, you got to shut it down. Either change it to burgers or shut down Jesus Dogs, dude. Whatever type of hot dog business you're doing, it's coming to a halt here in the next, I'm think probably month or two. Be on the lookout once Trump and all of his friends get wind that North Korea and Kim Jong-un are cutting bitches' heads off because they're out here on the streets eating hot dogs in the middle of New York City. It's a no-go. Slice and dice. Your hand gets cut off instantly from a police officer. It's the new law. Shut it down. No more hot dogs in this cunt.
What are we doing?
And that's pretty much it. And that's pretty much what we have to look forward to this year in 2025. What a welcome back. What a great welcome back this is. Listen, so we're getting ready. We're getting married this year, Megs and I. We're booking the rooms. We're getting our friends involved in rooms and books. So we still got a lot to do in the next, 6 months now or something like that. We're like 6 months out from DW Day, okay? And so what Megs and I also have to figure out is that me as the DJ in the family, one, who's DJing the reception, probably just going to be me, and two, the playlist. And so, boy, oh boy, if we don't have it figured out, listen, even if you're not a DJ, this is just overall wedding planning advice. If you're trying to figure out the playlist for your wedding day, and it's party time, you're figuring out the party time playlist for the reception, what songs you want to listen to, what genre. We're talking about Nelly. We're talking about Lady Gaga. We're talking about the 80s, the 90s, the hits, the 2000s, the catches, the Bruno. we're talking you got to have all the hits, right? But to figure out what those are and what you and your fiance and your guests and family will vibe with, here's how I suggest you do it, and the only way to do it. You and your fiance, if you're drinkers, if not, it's fine, you can do it sober, but you must do it in the kitchen while you're both drinking and getting tipsy just a little bit so you're still coherent, and then bang it out. Okay? What you need to do is just drink a little bit, get a glass of wine going, okay? Each of you have a glass of wine, and then just start playing songs.
What are we doing?
Get tipsy with your partner in the kitchen while the kids are asleep and start playing songs. Find the remixes, find the club hits, find the oldies, find the new stuff, find the good stuff. Make a list while you're tipsy, a glass of wine or a couple shots deep in the kitchen. It's the best and only way.
What are we doing?
You'll dance together. You'll bond. You'll become each other's best friend for the evening. If you don't already have that relationship with your fiance, you should, but you will in the moment. It'll be a nice, fun, warm. You'll do things that you wouldn't normally do in front of them. Probably if you're not the dancing type, you will that evening. A glass of wine, a few beers, some shots deep. Get a little tipsy with your partner in the kitchen, and that's how you figure out the reception playlist. I'm telling you, it doesn't get any better than that. That's how you have to do it. And by the way, hey, it's going to take multiple sessions.
What are we doing?
The night one, you're just playing music and having fun. No one actually remembers to write down any of the songs you listen to. So the next weekend, you probably just got to just drink a little bit more and do it all again, okay? And then once you figure out the set list and you go back, maybe do it a third night, skip some songs, find some new songs that you forgot to add to the list, and do it 3 or 4 more times. And it'll probably be one of the stressless and funnest parts of your already stressful wedding planning situation. You know what I mean? Worried about this vendor and this vendor and this meeting and this deposit and this person, the flowers and the dress and the shoes and the jewelry and the food and the catering and the guest list and the tickets and this and that and everything that goes along, the money and this and your relatives and who are you going to invite and the guest list. How many people does the venue? What venue are we going to? It's going to be.
What are we doing?
Have a glass of wine, drink it with your partner, drink the whole bottle together, and play music in the kitchen and have fun while planning your wedding. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Levi McCurdy. This has been a beautiful, beautiful episode of 2025 so far. Welcome to season 5. I'm pretty sure this is season 5 of the podcast, season 4, season 5. It's a new year, a new playlist. Thank you so much for rocking with me this year. We went into 2025 with our 2,000 subscribers. Thank you. I can't wait to see what number this year brings. So many things that are not lined up yet, but I want to be for this podcast this year. Maybe start a new one. We have so many New Year's resolutions. We're working on a physical space with a partner right now. I mean, podcast, more and more are coming soon. We're planning and doing so many big things in 2025. I've already got multiple agents, multiple people looking for spaces and land and this and that. And it's just, there's so many pieces and gears always in motion here at the studio. So if you want the latest and greatest and know what's going on, not only in the world of me, but the world at all, it's going to be the What Are We Doing podcast. Follow us on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, all of our accounts on there. Follow me on there, Levi_McCurdy. That's how you'll find me everywhere. Like and subscribe to this episode. You're going to want to hit that like button, please. You're going to want to hit the thumbs up. You're going to want to hit subscribe. If you haven't done so already, hit subscribe, hit the bell. When you get notified, we got the clips. We got the shorts going up this year still. We've got plenty of content. I've got like 30 clips. I got 30 clips I need to schedule and put out just from like last 2 months alone. We've got content rolling and content ready to go for 2025. So be on the lookout for that. Listen, new year, new me. Okay. That's the New Year's resolution. I thought really hard about it And I thought I wanted to come up with something original. I wanted to come up with like something not a lot of people were going to say or do or think of. Like, I know a lot of people are like, I want to go to the gym more. I want to lose weight or eat healthy or double my business or like start a new business or start a nonprofit or do good or do 30 hours of community service or make this amount of dollars a month. Like everyone has their New Year's resolutions and goals. And so instead of like picking like do this so many times or do have this whatever, I picked something I thought like it rhymed. I thought it was a great idea. I haven't heard anybody as of late. I don't think anybody has used it before. So it's my own kind of original thought. My New Year's resolution this year, new year, new me, in the sense that like, you know what I mean? I'm still who I was, you know what I mean, a few weeks ago. But when it comes to, you know, like my thought process, my business, my strategies, my marketing plan, my websites, podcasts, everything that I do, it's just going to be new. So new year, new me is the motto. If you want to use that, I've never heard, but hey, steal it from me. Go ahead. Let me know what you think about that idea that I kind of came up with there. Honestly, it just kind of came to me. I was in the shower the other day and I thought new year. Well, like, what can my New Year's resolution be? I'm like, new Year's, new me, new year, new year, new me. And then it clicked. So that's my New Year's resolution, man. So I can't wait. I can't wait to be new this year. And I can't wait to also be me as well. So if you're down to clown and you're ready for an all new me, like you've never even seen before, like a lot of people, you just think the me is the old me that you see, and the seeing that you think you knew me as was 100%. I mean, especially now that it's 2025 is 1000% the old me. So now that I'm the new me and it's 2025, I think we ball out. I think this year I'm going to drop a rap album. I think this year I'm going to probably buy anywhere from 3 to 4, maybe 5 properties. One will be a vacation home. One will be a second home for me and my family to live in if we want to live here or there, like winter home, whatever, vacation home here. Probably some land, probably some farmland, 1 or 2, maybe an apartment complex. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to buy 1 to 2 Teslas for my fiance and I. We're getting married. We're going to VIP meet and greet backstage passes. We'll be hanging out with Post Malone for my birthday this year. I mean, we've got so many goals, so many things to cover, so many big and better things. I just put it down, a request on the all new electric Lambo truck that's coming out this year. So I'll have one of the first ones there. And we're doing big things, man. We're doing big and better things. I'm opening a food truck this year. And I've got 1 and I think potentially 2 other restaurants launching this year as well. And if all things go according to plan, as far as podcast guests, I mean, talk about Golden Globe winner Demi Moore is set to come on the podcast. We've got comedic legend Dave Chappelle coming on the pod. Who else did we get? We got Jennifer Anderson. She's coming on the podcast. Jennifer Aniston, Rachel from Friends. You know what I mean? The sexy fit. She's like 400 years old, but she looks like she could be, she's hot. You know what I mean? So she's coming on the pod. We've got who else? Joe Rogan, I think, is doing an episode this year. We've got Trevor Wallace doing an episode this year. JD Vance is coming on the pod. We didn't want to get too political, but we've got him coming just to shoot some shit. We've got NASCAR legend Dale Earnhardt Jr. Scheduled for, I think, a March episode. So be on the lookout for that. We've got Carlos from the 280 Plus coming on the pod a few times. We'll probably have Jeff on a few times. Who else is on the schedule? Oh, Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars. He's coming on the podcast. We've got celebrity magician, world-class renowned, award-winning Magician of the Year magician Chris Angel is set to do an episode this year. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my fire alarm. So I got to go make sure the building's not on fire. This has been episode 172 of the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out, everybody. My house is burning down while I'm doing an episode. This is the way to go if I'm going to go. Peace out, everybody.
What are we doing?